Here, let me help.
Oh, man. I always crave eggs after that happens. With pickles and chocolate ice cream.
Pregnancy cravings are the worst.
Hi, I'm Danny Nightmare.
I'm Gory B Movie.
And we're horror addicts.
And today, we're reviewing Alien Covenant. Directed by Ridley Scott and starring two Magnetos, one Catherine Robinson, a brief James Franco appearance, and Danny McBride in his least annoying role ever.
Well, 10 years after the Prometheus disappeared, the Covenant is on a voyage across the universe to try and find home for 2,000 colonists.
Then they hit some kind of space explosion-y thing.
Something to do with neutrinos.
Yeah, neutrinos, like in Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, those things always are shooting up the Technodrome, so they probably are shooting up the Covenant.
They probably had a crash because the neutrinos drive like shit.
Oh yeah, bunch of hot-rodding teenagers from outer space.
So explosions happen, and then everyone's freaking out in the crew, and they lose a whole bunch of colonists, but you don't see them because, you know, they're just nameless colonists. But James Franco burns up, and his wife's all sad, and then this new guy's the captain, and they're like, you know what? Screw going back into the pods and getting to our destination. We're gonna go to this nearby planety planet, and we're gonna go live there and build a log cabin by the lake.
On paper, it looks like it's a better place to live anyways. But of course, it's not. Yeah, James Franco stars in this movie about as much as he did in the second Planet of the Apes movie. You just see a video of him, and apparently he was rock climbing, because that always goes really well for him.
But hey, if you're gonna kill off a character at the very start of the movie, who better to cast than James Franco?
One guaranteed way to make sure you care about him.
He's just so damn lovable. So where do the aliens come in? Well, they land on said planet. There are some weird spory things that make people sick, and then aliens burst out of them. But really, this is about as far as we can go before we get into spoiler territory. So let's go into what we thought of the movie.
Overall, I liked it. It has some glaring problems, but I enjoyed it. It had xenomorphs killing people, and that's all I was really asking for.
I was fairly invested in this at the start, but I gotta say, the pacing of this one is really slow. It's quite a while before we see any of the creatures, and when we do, they're a CGI mess. Really disappointing considering that the original Alien movie was such an amazing practical effects film.
I admit the story was a little slow, but it was a lot faster and easier to understand than Prometheus, so it was a huge step up there. It had a decent cast that I was invested in, their performances were great far as I was concerned.
Speaking of the characters, the performances are good, and I didn't dislike any of them, but these characters are almost entirely defined by their relationship to James Franco's character, who isn't even in the movie. Give me a reason to care about them as individuals. Even a great memorable character actor like Bill Paxton's character in Aliens would have been fantastic in this film, and I think they tried to do that with Danny McBride's character Tennessee, but it just doesn't work.
Now, of course, this movie doesn't compare to the first two movies. I didn't expect it to, so maybe that's why I enjoyed it. I don't know exactly where this would fall in line if I was ranking all the Alien movies. I'd really have to take time to think about it, but I wouldn't put it on the bottom.
So, should you see it?
Yeah, for the average horror fan, I'm gonna recommend that you see it. Go check it out in the theater if you can, because it's got a great surround sound and just looks great on the big screen. But unless you're a big Alien fan, you probably don't need to own it. But I am, so I'm gonna be adding it to my collection when it comes out.
I gotta say, I was fairly disappointed with this one. Now, is it a bad movie? No, it's alright. It's just a forgettable movie. If you happen to catch it on a rental or if it ends up on Netflix, sure, give it a whirl. But for more details on all of this, let's talk spoilers. So let's talk about the creatures. My biggest complaint with the creatures is they are very CGI. They don't have that texture that we got in the original films.
Yeah, I really wish they would have used more practical effects on the creatures, but I think design-wise they all looked pretty good, except for that damn chest burster. I mean, how did Spaceballs get that thing more right?
It comes out of the chest like a fully formed xenomorph. It doesn't even look like a chest burster.
It does this little, like, superstar pose. I think the creatures that looked the best were probably the face huggers, especially the cute little frozen baby ones.
And there's a lot of moments in this where the creatures do look good. There's a scene that reminded me a lot of the raptor scene in Lost World where they're going through this wheat field. And I think what made that scene look so great was that it was in the dark. Maybe they cast too much light on these creatures. I mean, if you look at the original Alien, that is a very darkly lit movie. Had they made this movie darker overall, maybe it would have hidden the flaws in the CGI, and overall the creatures would have looked better.
There's one scene in this movie that looked pretty cool but didn't make a whole lot of sense. Till I found out later you're supposed to watch this 3-minute short film that Fox released, and that kind of annoys me. Why didn't they just stick that into the movie? However, I thought it was pretty poetic justice that the people who created humans were then killed by something that humans created. Kind of glad to get rid of the damn engineers anyways.
Another spoiler is that when they get to the planet, they meet David, who was the android in Prometheus. So you have Michael Fassbender playing David and the new android, Walter. And I have to say, he did a fantastic job. Even when the characters look very similar, you could clearly differentiate between the two due to his fantastic performance. Maybe I'm being a little hard on this movie. Certainly, if you think so, let me know in the comments below and share your thoughts on the movie. Have you seen it? What did you think of it?
Cut! So don't forget to hack that thumbs up button, subscribe if you're new, and ring that bell for notifications on all things horror.
Thanks for watching.